Good evening, everyone. I'm Christopher Brantley. Thank you so much for joining us. Manatee County has had its first traveler's case of the Zika virus. The Florida Department of Health extending the public health emergency to include the county. And now some worry it may impact tourism. ABC 7's Kate Flexter tells us how local businesses thought of the issue.
That's right, Christopher, and it's important to note that this was a traveler's case, meaning the virus was contracted elsewhere and then brought to Manatee County.
It's Florida's biggest industry, tourism, and it's booming in Manatee County, raking in more than $1 billion last year. But with the county's first traveler case of the Zika virus, some local businesses worry it might deter visitors from coming to the area.
I'm not concerned about the Zika virus actually being here. I am concerned about people being worried to come here because of the Zika virus.
Kathy Smart of Minnie's Beach Cafe remembers the BP oil spill and says while it didn't have a huge impact on local beaches, it did have an impact on business. She worries this could be a similar situation.
With the Zika virus, it's pretty much the same type of a scare, so why take the chance of coming here when they can go 30 or 40 miles in the opposite direction and not have the Zika virus?
But many of the tourists we spoke to said knowing the virus is in the area wouldn't keep them from visiting.
You know, this has been a trip we planned for a long time, and we would have come no matter what.
At Anna Maria Island Water Sports, they say travelers who are educated about the virus and know how it spreads won't be deterred from heading to the area.
As far as people who know about it and know where the vectors lie, I think it won't deter them from traveling.
Israel says it all depends on how these cases are handled and contained. If the county sees a spike in cases, he says it has the potential to impact business.
It was the first case, and we'll just have to see where it goes from there. If it continues to outbreak like that, there could be some negative consequences for that. But if it's just that one isolated case, I don't think there should be a big problem.
As of Friday, Florida now has more than 300 cases of the virus. All of those cases are the result of travel to countries where the virus is more widespread. Christopher?
All right, Kate, thank you so much. A few manatee spottings on the Suncoast today. Manatee County's Facebook page shared this video of a group of manatees swimming close to shore off Coquina Beach on Friday. Another group of manatees was also spotted today off of Siesta Key. No word if it is the same group of manatees. And now let's head over to Wendy Ross for a first check on our weather. Wendy, good evening.
I have to say, Christopher, that is such a great shot, isn't it, with all those manatees out there? And it was the perfect day to be out at the beach, of course. We are looking at a couple of showers that are now beginning to die down along the west coast of Florida. If you're looking at all that lightning, it's located out here in the Gulf of Mexico. You can see lots and lots of lightning out here as these showers move away from shore. And we are left right now with a couple of light showers that are still taking place around parts of our viewing area, but most of that is beginning to die down at this hour. 81 degrees for us right now under partly cloudy skies at the airport, 72% humidity, the winds coming in out of the east northeast, and we are looking at temperatures all in the 80s right now. There's one exception down in Punta Gorda at 78 degrees, and Longboat Key is the warmest temperature reading of 84, and for the rest of the night we'll continue to see our temperatures drop down to 77 for the overnight hours under partly cloudy skies. And we had very hot weather today. We'll let you know if it's going to be as hot tomorrow. Christopher?
All right, Wendy, thank you so much. Manatee County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a body was found in Braden River. The body was found in the water near Lafayette Street off of Manatee Avenue. Deputies say it looks like the victim accidentally drowned and there was no foul play. The investigation is still ongoing. And an annual event for first responders took on an added meaning today. The Boots versus Badges Blood Drive was held today at the Sarasota Square Mall. It's a friendly competition between the police and firefighters. Firefighters and law enforcement went head to head to see if they can encourage the most people to roll up the sleeves and donate. The bank says they are running critically low on all blood types.
Both firefighters and law enforcement, we have a very hard job. We're out there trying to serve the citizens of whatever community they live in, and we're just trying to do the very best we can to take care of the public's needs in a very timely fashion, in a very professional manner.
The Suncoast Blood Bank always accepts donations at the blood centers and blood mobile locations. And beautiful weather for the inaugural golf tournament linking Sarasota and Bradenton together. The two-man North-South Championship is taking place this weekend on the Suncoast. Yesterday's about 94 golfers played at the River Run Golf Link. Today, they moved down to Bobby Jones Golf Club in Sarasota. Event organizers say the point is to get players out to a different course and build a bond between the neighboring players. Competition, however, is fierce.
Good exposure for both the courses for the guys that normally play here only to come up and play our place and vice versa.
Looking forward to growing the field and just making this one of the outstanding events on an annual basis.
Although the last few days have seen heavy rain, organizers say it didn't affect their playing or the fields. And a blast to the past this weekend for artists at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium. 45 vendors selling things they've collected for years, from furs to tie-dye and disco balls to elephant saddles. The event had it all. Hundreds of people packed the auditorium over the last 2 days. One of those people, an artist we spoke to today, said she was looking for old watch parts to create jewelry.
Vintage watch parts, keys, bindings, buttons, things like that.
That's the thing. I think everybody here, all of the vendors here, we just really love the hunt, and you can only pack so much stuff in.
The Vintage Collectible Show is held 6 times a year and is always a very popular event. And still to come here on ABC7, our team is in place at the Republican National Convention. We'll check in with them when we come back.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $18,599. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.
Monday on ABC7 News at 7.
The convention's going to be terrific. We have great speakers. We have fantastic speakers.
Presumptive presidential nominee is ready for Cleveland. Actors, athletes, and even a few GOP stalwarts are coming out for the show that is the Republican National Convention. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story and more as we broadcast live from Cleveland.
Monday on ABC7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Security is top of mind in Cleveland with the Republican National Convention set to start. And with today's deadly shooting in Baton Rouge that killed 3 police officers, law enforcement in Ohio are on high alert. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more.
No KKK, no fascist USA, no Trump.
Anti-Trump protesters marching through Cleveland, a peaceful demonstration ahead of the Republican National Convention. with police here on alert, especially following the deadly ambush on officers in Louisiana. Donald Trump tweeting, "We grieve for the officers killed in Baton Rouge today, and we are trying to fight ISIS. Now our own people are killing our police." This as Cleveland's police union raises concerns over Ohio's open carry law, which allows citizens to have firearms in public places without a permit.
On my back is a Bushmaster Predator.
The union sending a letter to Governor John Kasich asking for emergency executive action to ban open carry in Cleveland during the convention. Kasich saying in a statement, Ohio governors do not have the power to arbitrarily suspend federal and state constitutional rights or state laws as suggested.
And the theme of opening night of the convention is Make America Safe Again. That was chosen before this latest attack, but organizers say it is now especially fitting. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Cleveland.
Marcy, thank you so much. And as we prepare for the Republican National Convention to get underway, Donald Trump is getting ready to accept the party's nomination. ABC 7's Alan Cohn and Ray Collins are in Cleveland now and tell us what we can expect through Thursday.
In just a couple of hours, this Republican National Convention will be gaveled to order. What a long, strange trip it has been. From 18 candidates vying for their party's nomination to Donald Trump. This is his convention, and Ray Collins. It's hard to believe that just a couple of weeks ago, this was the scene of the NBA Finals.
Yeah, the Cavaliers also play on this floor. A big change here, and a big change all throughout Cleveland. They are on display this week, and they know it. 5,000 police are also on guard, especially heightened alert after the events earlier today in Baton Rouge.
And of course, we are in the heart of the Florida delegation, and all week long we are going to be bringing you the highlights and interviews with our delegation as they watch history being made here in Cleveland. For now, I'm Alan Cohn along with Ray Collins in Cleveland for your Suncoast News.
Ray Collins and Alan Cohn, thank you so much. A reminder, ABC 7 will have special coverage of both the Republican and Democratic national conventions. And as you just saw, our team is in Cleveland this week. Then the following week at the Democratic National Convention, Alan Cohn, Adam Cellini, and Haley Wilgus will be in Philadelphia to bring you all of the latest developments. And switching gears now, at least 3 police officers were shot and killed in Baton Rouge, and several more were injured. That city at the center of recent anger and protests over the killing of a black man, which sparked nationwide response. Roads blocked off, sirens blaring, and what sounds like gunshots crackling in the distance. The city of Baton Rouge waking to more violence.
Shot fired, officer down. Got a city officer down, shot fired.
Police officers responding to calls of shots fired just before 9 a.m. When they arrive, the bullets are aimed at them.
I'm hit by the call on you. Cut him three, we got an officer down.
The president wasting no time in condemning the attack on police.
Everyone right now focus on words and actions that can unite this country rather than divide it further.
The deadly confrontation shocking people living in the area.
I don't feel like we're safe. I feel horrible for the cops, for the whole police force.
This comes as the city is still reeling in the aftermath of the killing of Alton Sterling. Nearly 2 weeks ago, police confronted Sterling, shooting him during a struggle. Video of the event, along with another shooting of a black man in Minnesota, set off nationwide protests. The governor also pleading for unity in this troubled city.
It's unjustified, it's unjustifiable. The violence, the hatred just has to stop.
And authorities confirm 2 people have been detained near Baton Rouge, who they are calling persons of interest in this deadly shooting. The Justice Department has pledged to offer any and all resources to assist local law enforcement with this investigation. And back here in Florida, 2 people were shot and killed at a hospital. It happened early this morning at Parrish Medical Center in Titusville, east of Orlando. Police say 29-year-old David Owens shot an elderly patient and a hospital employee who was sitting in the patient's room. That suspect is now in custody. Authorities credit 2 unarmed security guards at the hospital for taking down Owens.
I think you have to give great credit to not only the staff here at the hospital, but also the 2 security guards that are part of that staff that kept significant damage from being done further. Their actions to attack the suspect, both the security guards were actually unarmed, but their actions to attack the suspect and work as a team kept others from getting hurt. There's no question about that.
The motive for the shooting is unknown. Authorities say it appears Owens randomly targeted the victims. And authorities say a Florida man fired shots at 2 late-night Pokemon Go players in a car outside of his house. The Flagler County Sheriff's Office says the homeowner awoke to a noise outside early Saturday morning and saw a car sitting outside of his home. He told authorities he got a handgun and approached the vehicle. The 2 teens sped away and the man fired several shots at them. Neither of the teens were injured. The investigation is still ongoing. And SpaceX will take another shot at launching a critical space station docking port for astronauts. SpaceX's unmanned Falcon rocket is scheduled to blast off just after midnight Monday from Cape Canaveral. Following the liftoff, the first stage booster will attempt to fly back to the Air Force Station. The last one went up in smoke over the Atlantic last year. NASA needs this new docking setup at the International Space Station before Americans can fly their crews in the capsules. Rapper Pitbull's new music video looks like a 4-minute advertisement for Florida, and that's because it's what it is. Pitbull signed with Florida's tourism agency Visit Florida last year. He just released a video for Sexy Beaches that includes scenes from nearly 24 Florida beaches. The video has already gotten more than 1 million views on YouTube since it was released on Wednesday, excuse me.
And everybody's trying to figure out which is their beach.
Yeah, so we cannot find ours in that video.
I know. I can't. I don't see it.
Number 1 beach.
I don't see it so far. Just saying. At any rate, it was a great day to get to the beach because that was probably one of the places you could cool off today. Take a look at these daytime highs. We're talking about record highs. 96 degrees was our daytime high today. And you can see that back in 2010, we had a high of 95. That was the record for this date. So we've surpassed that. 96 for the high today. The overnight low was 76 degrees. Normally we're supposed to be at 90 degrees. Right now it's 81. Our humidity is at 72% and the winds are coming in out of the east at around 7 miles per hour. We have temperatures all around the state that have dramatically cooled down from those daytime highs, and we are looking at readings mostly in the 70s and 80s statewide. Across our region, we've got temperatures also in the 80s for the most part, and everyone is reporting pretty much the same thing. It's either 81 or 82 degrees, unless you're at the beaches where Anna Maria is reporting 85 and Longboat Key is now at 84 degrees. And of course, we've had the showers that have been taking place as well throughout the day, and we've been getting these showers starting over the central part of the state and moving off towards the coastline. And right now, most of the rain has moved out here into the Gulf of Mexico. You can see some lightning strikes still associated with those showers and thunderstorms moving away from shore. So if you see any lightning out there, that's where it is. It's all out here in the Gulf of Mexico. We have finally calmed down and quieted down all across our region. So we're not looking at rain right now, and we're not going to see any more for the rest of the night. Those showers are gone, having brought maybe ½ an inch of rain for those areas where it was strongest. Over a 24-hour period, we saw rainfall amounts of 1 to 1½ inches of rain, and this was in isolated spots. So you can see that was the evening for us. We saw those showers moving on through, and once again, it was very spotty rains for the most part, moving from east to west. That high pressure system is still sitting on top of us, and what it's going to bring about for the next couple of days is more hot weather, that typical summer-like pattern with those hot days, and that translates into rain in the afternoon and evening hours. And once again, we'll see those showers developing inland and moving off towards the west. That will be the pattern. As far as the tropics are concerned, it's still very quiet out in the tropics. We don't see anything developing in the Caribbean, the Atlantic, or the Gulf of Mexico. We don't have anything going on here. I'm always glad to report that, but keep in mind July is usually a quiet month for tropical activity. And for boaters, winds will be out of the east-northeast tomorrow at 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out on the bay and inland waters. And we're going to get to a high tomorrow of about 90 degrees at the beach. The Gulf water temperature is bath water. It's 89 degrees there as well. And overnight tonight, we can expect to see partly cloudy skies, a temperature reading of 76 degrees. The winds are going to be fairly calm coming in out of the east. And then tomorrow, another hot afternoon. Afternoon showers also developing, a high of 94 is in the forecast. And you can see we keep those temperatures nice and hot over the next couple of days, 94 and 95 degrees respectively. Christopher.
All right, Wendy, thank you so much. A look at sports is next. We'll be back in a moment.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast.
Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots. Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood. Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront,
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan. Texting while walking, sending emails while talking. Multitasking is part of our daily lives, but it can do more harm than good.
Monday on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you how it has a negative effect on physical and mental health. John?
Well, a little bit of a lull in our rainfall chances next week. We'll talk about that bright and early.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
On the Suncoast.
And across America, the news you care about
Is on your Suncoast News at 5.
and ABC World News Tonight at 6:30.
People you trust. Scott Dennis, Haley Wilkes, David Muir.
First, the Suncoast.
And then the world.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If he doesn't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here!
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Now, sports.
Well, 7 more years for Tampa Bay Lightning's Alex Killorn. Lightning General Manager Steve Yzerman announcing today the forward has signed a 7-year contract worth an average of $4.5 million per season. The 26-year-old played 81 games for the Lightning last season, collecting 14 goals and 40 points. He skated in 17 Stanley Cup playoff games in 2015, where he recorded 5 goals. Killorn was originally selected by the Lightning in the 3rd round at the 2007 NHL Draft. And recently, it's become a rare occurrence for the Tampa Bay Rays, but they got a win. Today, the Rays would end the game with more runs than the Baltimore Orioles. Evan Longoria takes Orioles' Dylan Bundy way back to the left field for a solo home run in the bottom of the 1st, tying the game at 1. Bottom of the 2nd, Oswaldo Arcia drives out 1 to the left field off Bundy with a man on base for a 2-run homer. Add in a solo homer in the 3rd and another in the 8th. The game would end 5-2 with an end with 2 of those homers coming from Longoria. The Rays are headed to Colorado to take on the Rockies tomorrow night. And today's play of the day, the Cardinals hosting the Marlins in St. Louis on Saturday. At the bottom of the 1st, Matt Adams slices 1 down to the right field line. It looks like extra bases, but Miami's Giancarlo Stanton makes the great timing catch back to Rob Adams of extra bases. The Cardinals would end up winning the game 5-0. And more to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast. Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood.
Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront, the all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
We're starting the week on a sophisticated and classy note. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we're talking and trying caviar and learning how local groups are working to keep it sustainable right here on the Suncoast. We love new ideas. We'll meet local entrepreneurs with our economic buzz expert, plus how to protect your pets from heat exhaustion. And Ruth's Chris joins us in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
And finally tonight, a Georgia teenager says he is in shock over how much his life has changed in the past few days. Fred Barley was so determined to get to Gordon State College to start his second semester, he rode a child's bicycle to get there. The homeless teen was carrying everything he owned in a duffel bag and had 2 gallons of water. When he arrived, he pitched a tent on the college's campus until the cops found him. Police officers paid for his first 2 nights at a hotel, and people from around the world have stepped in to help from there.
It's like a nice relief, and I'm happy, and I told people, thank you so much. Like, I never wanted any of this to happen.
Since then, Fred has started a job at a local pizza shop, and Good Samaritans have raised more than $180,000 to help Fred pay for his college and housing. And does that not restore your faith in humanity?
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to hear stories like that.
I know.
Oh wow, he's homeless, going to college. And look at the outcome.
Look at how much people
Isn't that fabulous? I think that's wonderful. And we are going to be looking at some weather that is going to be scorching hot once again for the start of this upcoming week. 94 on Monday, 95 on Tuesday. There are the expected highs. And then we're just going to keep them in the low 90s for the rest of the week. You'll notice too that our rain chances are going to be at around 50%. For Monday and Tuesday, we'll see a little bit more rainfall around. And we'll get the same kind of rains that we saw today, with those showers developing over the central part of the state and moving off towards the west once again.
Wendy, thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned for Good Morning Suncoast. We'll see you again. Good night.